Good morning, good evening, everybody. I'm DrChe. Today we have another doctor, another success story with us. So we will discuss a lot of important things and important tips. But before we proceed, let us read the disclaimer because recently I was getting some problems for my Facebook pages and groups. So I am DrChe and I am not associated with by any means with any OET organization, official OET or any other OET, you know, uh, the OET preparation provider. And I never use any copyright stuff for my channel or my social media pages. So please keep away from my channels and my, pages and groups. Thank you. Okay. So Doctor, could you please just introduce yourself?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Zainab Abdurrahman. I am a recent medical graduate and I have recently passed my OET, alhamdulillah.
Thank you, doctor. So, as you know, we are just discussing to build a trust for the students. So, so we both of us need to be honest for the feedback. Okay. So,
Okay.
so this is my WhatsApp number. Anybody, if you want to just contact me for any means, you can. For anything, you can contact me. So, could you please tell me when was your exam, please?
It was on the 12th of June, 2021.
Okay.
12th of June.
Okay. Yep. So, okay. So, could you please tell me your score?
Okay, I got 370 in reading. Sorry, in writing.
In writing?
Yeah, 380 in reading. And 430 in both speaking and listening.
Speaking and listening.
Yes.
So 430 in speaking, I rarely see this score. Listening, some
Really?
people get, yes, listening, some people get, like 3, 4, 4, 40, 20, 30, but speaking, I think you're one of the, like top of the students. Okay. So just could you please tell me your preparation time?
Okay, I prepared for 1 month prior
month.
to my exam. Yeah.
1 month.
Because because my English is already, I take it as a second language right after I speak Arabic. My first language is Arabic and my second language is English.
That is great.
So English is kind of my second tongue. So it's very easy for me to speak English more than Arabic.
Okay, that is great. That is great. So 1 month preparation time, and what else we need to do? No. Okay. So your score is really good. You need to, please, you need to give us, some tips for each module. So first, my question is, did you get any coaching for these 3 modules except writing?
Well, I got coaching for reading, speaking, and listening. I did refer to a certain website to which I have subscribed, and they did help me with the reading, speaking, listening, but honestly, not as much in the writing. It took a lot of time for the writing.
But you also take, their what I say, subscription for writing also.
Yeah, they do have a subscription for writing, but
means you purchased a subscription of 4 modules.
Yes, 4 modules.
Okay. Before contacting me.
Actually, yes, before contacting you. And I continued with them even after contacting you, but I did not need them for the writing. I more needed them for the rest of the modules other than the writing. Yeah.
So what was the, we need to be honest, please, because I don't want any exaggeration from my side and from my students also, because we are doctors. I am not any, this is not our profession. This is just because I am, a little bit, I was working hard for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years for English. So that is why I can help some students, but otherwise we need. So what was, special thing you liked in our feedback?
Okay. Just to start with, because I think you have heard about this misconception of OET that it is easier than the rest of the other language proficiency tests. But honestly, it's only easier for people who really do work hard and practice frequently for each and every module. They have to practice very hard. They have to work very hard for them to actually succeed at first attempt. Many people take it lightly just because it's referring to the medical field, and that is a very huge misconception that needs to be repaired, especially in OET. Basically, for all these modules, I did not struggle much as I did for writing, because me as a person, I do struggle generally with creative writing. So I needed some extra help, and I was feeling really lost in the whole OET field because I had nobody actually to write to guide me with the writing and how to approach the topics in general. So when I went to the websites, they basically they did conduct courses for each and every module, very beneficial, but for me it wasn't very helpful because whenever I needed to ask a question, whenever I needed someone to correct my letter, they would charge me extra, and I just didn't think that it was very practical, and I did not get much useful feedback that I was
Individual, what
expecting.
we can say, individual feedback. So how many
Yes,
letters I
individual.
have corrected for you?
10 letters.
10 letters. Okay.
Yes.
So what was special thing in our correction that we usually don't see on other places?
Well, first of all, your feedback and very straightforward. That's what I really need to correct myself and to improve myself. That's what I really needed. So this is the first thing that I noticed, which is very good and very beneficial. That's the first thing. And second thing, in that you were very meticulous about each and every mistake that I made, either grammatical or punctual or referring to paragraphs, what type of sentences are appropriate for a letter, what type of terminology should be used. Should I use this medical terminology? Should I use a common terminology? This was what was confusing to me. And
Yes, that is a
in this,
difference. Just sorry, I interrupted you. This is
no
the
problem.
difference because many OET tutors, so-called OET tutors, they are not doctors or nurses. The problem is they know English grammar, is, am, are, tenses, article, these things, but they don't know too much about medical English. Okay,
Exactly,
that we use
exactly.
in our daily life, that fits good for a doctor and nurse. That is why it's easy for me
Yeah,
to teach you doctors and nurses. So
yeah,
this is the
yeah.
difference. And
And
it, yes.
the OET reminds the candidates that the OET test does not test your knowledge, your medical knowledge. It tests you about your way of communicating in English.
Of course,
So they
of
don't
course.
need you to do this facade about you knowing everything about medicine. So, in particularly about the writing, that's why I was very satisfied with this. The idea of you telling me what to use and what not to
Yes,
use,
of course.
something appropriate for the reader of the letter.
Not medical knowledge exam. Okay. So
Yeah,
other thing is, people, thing is, many famous, OET tutors and websites,
yeah,
when they come in front of social media, they just show one
yep,
person, one famous person, for example, this, okay. And one side,
yep,
one website, they have one famous or two famous people. But when you get
yeah,
feedback and classes, then other teachers are teaching. This is the problem.
yeah, yeah,
So
exactly, exactly.
this is why I have maintained the quality, because till date I do all the thing by myself. I even reply myself, because if I
Mm,
hire
mm,
somebody else to reply to students, and then I don't know their background and their requirements, these things, so I do all
of
of these things.
course.
So an
Yes.
important thing is, you need to give us some tips about speaking, because you got speaking for 30 score. That is very, very great. So you need to give some tips to our students and our doctor, nurses, all the OET students, some, general tips, because this is a very excellent and good score.
Thank you very much. Thank you, doctor. Well, as I previously mentioned, English is my second language, so it's easier for me to speak in English more than Arabic. But in general, for you to practice English, you have to be speaking it on a regular basis, or at least you have to involve it in your daily lives. So, for example, if you have booked for a test in, let's say, 2 months, the remaining 2 months that you have to make sure that every day you speak with someone who speaks English, who's an English speaker. You have to adapt yourself to form sentences, normal sentences, any common phrases that are used in everyday lives every day of your day, so that the moment that you sit in front of the examiner, you are capable of forming a proper and comprehensible sentence within a second, it's all about training your brain muscle to form English sentences, and that's why you should always be confident and be consistent with your practice. It's not just once a week or twice a week. You have to do it every day, at least, with someone who is as dedicated as you. That's when
Excellent.
it comes to speaking.
That is great. So one thing that many students keep practicing with each other. For example, that is good because we can find a study partner. For example, I have still some remaining Facebook groups. Some, many important groups are blocked, but still I have OET speaking group and some other groups, but they're small. People usually, post any speaking partner. That is good. But what do you think if you keep practicing with the same level of student again and again without any special feedback? Is it okay, or we should get any expert feedback if our English is not too good, okay, not as yours?
Oh no, definitely you should get an expert feedback. Yes, especially if your English is in the beginner's level or elementary level. Of course, expert feedback is imperative. Yes. So if you have the chance to do that, it would be very beneficial, and you would guarantee 100% success in your first attempt, of course.
Excellent. As you know, I am in contact with many students, so I know some native English speakers that they fail speaking. The reason is overconfidence.
Yes.
Because OET has specific criteria. We need to fulfill this criteria. If you don't fulfill their criteria, you cannot pass. Even if your English is too good, you are native speaker and these things.
Exactly. Yes. Because it really doesn't matter if you are a good speaker, if you are a native speaker. They have certain criteria that you must fulfill. Yes. They pay attention to that.
If we fulfill them, we can easily pass. Okay. Can you give some tips about listening? Your score is good, and reading is also good, because reading is very difficult part. Listening and reading, any tips for us,
Very
please?
challenging. Yes, sure. About the listening, well, just like as I previously said, also frequent practicing a lot, and also you have to be guided by an expert, because for each and every part in the listening, there's a way to handle the way you listen to the audios while reading the questions. That's how I managed to control my brain into how to multitask, and so that I can attain a good answer or the correct answer. So you need guidance for that as well. You need to be shown how to read the questions, and while listening to the audio at the same time as fast as you can.
Yes,
This requires guidance
it
and
is very
practice.
challenging.
Very
And
challenging.
yes, we need to, underline keywords, and then you need to keep in mind, you cannot skip any, you should concentrate on your audio and your, your questions, because if you detract for a small, for a small amount of time, then you will get one or two or three questions in row, wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the
Yes,
problem with it.
of course.
Yeah,
And you
reading.
have to actually
Yeah.
underline
Yes.
the key words that you are listening to and that you're reading so that you can be able to get the right answer. You just have to train your
Uh-huh.
brain into doing two things at a time,
Uh-huh.
basically. So yeah.
Two things: listening and answering the questions.
Yes. For the reading,
Yes, please.
basically reading, as you said, it's very challenging because
Yes.
you
Yes, it is very challenging.
yeah, because you can see that they have written long paragraphs, and they contain a lot of topics, but they can also have between I mean a hidden meaning between the lines, so you kind of have
Uh-huh.
to concentrate in each and every word, but at the same time you have to be very quick in reading and reading the questions as well. So for that, you do need someone to tell you what to pay attention for in each and every part of reading, because time management is very, very important. They give you a limited amount of time for each and every part, especially part
Uh-huh.
A.
Uh-huh.
Part A, I think I don't remember how much time they give you. I
15
guess it's
minutes.
yeah, 15 minutes. And for 15 minutes for how many questions? I guess 20 questions.
22, I think.
22 questions.
22 or yes, 20 or 22 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very less time for 20 questions. So you kind of have to you need to know how to scan through the contexts and then answer the questions. So for that, you do need someone to help you with it. You need someone to train your brain and to train yourself, your hands, to
Uh-huh.
just answer the question, scan the context, answer the question, and just proceed to the next question, because there is
Uh-huh.
no time. There
Yes,
is
of
no time.
course. Just a few days ago, I started some
Mm,
reading classes, but nowadays I'm not taking reading classes due to,
mm,
a shortage of time. One student
yeah.
who failed the reading two times, that was
Mm,
a doctor.
mm.
He took classes with me only for 5 days or 6 days, and then he passed the
Okay.
reading exam. He was just
Very
then
good.
he gave me feedback that I just use your tricks and tips and tricks.
Exactly.
And the
Yeah.
main thing, he was already hardworking. He was already doing a lot, but there were little bit hints. Because in
Yeah.
reading and listening, we cannot teach a
Exactly.
lot. Just we can guide
Yeah.
a little bit.
You can practice as much as you can, but if
Yes.
you don't have someone to guide you to
Uh-huh.
do
Uh-huh.
these little tips and
Uh-huh.
tricks,
Uh-huh.
never pass. You do
Uh-huh.
need someone to help you
Uh-huh.
with it.
Uh-huh.
You can't just
Yeah.
practice on your own. You need
Uh-huh.
to know how to scan quickly, how to
Yes.
answer quickly, how to comprehend all of the contexts quickly.
Great, great. That is great. So about writing, how if it is a
Mhm.
new student, how we should start and how we should complete the until you how should prepare until our exam.
Okay,
How many letters we
writing.
should write.
Well, for me, as I have previously mentioned,
Yeah.
my writing is generally just I'm very bad. Like even
Uh-huh.
in IELTS, I failed my writing. I got a 6.5.
Uh-huh.
So for me, all I needed to do was guidance. All I
Uh-huh.
wanted was just someone to guide me in the correct path,
Uh-huh.
to use the correct amount of sentences. So what I generally advise for everyone is
Uh-huh.
to don't be overconfident in your
Yes.
in your writing, no matter
In
how good
every,
you are.
yeah, even
Yeah,
in
no
every
matter
module, especially
in
writing,
every
because
module,
writing
especially
improves
writing.
with individual guidance.
Exactly.
You know,
You can, yeah.
Yes, you can know many students contact me because I am teaching myself all the stuff, so I can only take a limited number of students. So
Mm, mm,
even they offer sometime extra money, but I don't take extra money because then you become, very greedy and these things. But I only take
mm,
limited
mm,
number of students. The problem is I
mm,
work on their individual. I can take 1 hour class daily, and then I can take
mm.
50 students, 100 students. But at the end,
Mm.
there would be no improvement. The problem is we
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
work on individual basis for especially for
Yes.
writing and speaking. So
Yes,
anything
yes.
else you
Because
want to tell
everybody
us
has,
about any module or any OET tips for us, please?
well, I urge everyone for each and every module, you need someone to help you. You cannot work on your own. Don't take pride in just working on your own, especially in writing, because writing is very challenging and it has limited time more than each and every module. So just practice daily on a daily basis. And if you have any questions or any tips or any advice, you have to ask it. Even if you are a native speaker, even if you are very good in English as a first language, in the end, it's a test. And like you said, doctor, they have certain criteria that you need to fulfill. And if you don't have them fulfilled, no matter how good you are, then you will never be able to pass the test.
Thank you. So just to, to make it a little bit, interesting, this is your folder. You can see corrections, and then this is your name. There are 10 letters as you told. So let us see your first letter. 194 words. Over the grade, I gave you C grade. Okay. Please write a concise purpose, improve paragraphing, organize and plan well before writing. Please read the correction at least 3 times and write this letter again and send me picture of handwritten. You can see you started with C grade, and in the real exam.
See, I'm surprised because I thought that I would never elevate from the C. I thought that I would get a D.
No. So let us see the last one. First one and the last one. Borderline B. You are still, even after after getting 10 corrections, you were still at almost 350, 60. In the real exam, you got almost
you can see how bad I am in writing.
No,
I'm
that is not bad, but
that I
still
actually passed my OET.
Yes, this was the last one, and you got borderline B for me is like almost 350, and you got 370 because near exam you work a little bit hard and then you improve a little bit. So thank you so much for giving us honest feedback and best wishes for your future.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your help.
No problem
at all. For your help. I wouldn't have done it without your help, by the way.
That was many students pass without my help, but still it is crucial to get some feedback from any good OET tutor. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. So just before we end, so I have created one new Facebook page.
Okay.
So I will give the link below in the description box. So all the students who want to, free some free tips, sometimes I go online on Facebook. Okay. So for free, so those people can just like that page. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your time.